everyone, it's Wendy here, going live today. It's Wednesday at 12:30 for my weekly wellness tips Q&A, and I have an optional topic which I can go over in a minute if anyone doesn't have any questions. So I thought I would take this opportunity, coming to you live every Wednesday at 12:30 for a bit of lunch of learn and a Q&A, and just for the members in Lifestyle Thrivers, just throw any questions my way and see if I can come up with the answers. And if I can't, then I'll certainly find out and get back to you next week or in the thread of the comments below. So I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Today, I put a post up late last week inviting people within the Lifestyle Thrivers to help me further develop my 8-week program into a 12-week program. So I'm beta testing that starting the 1st of February. And I've got 3 lucky people in this group who are participating in that, but I'd really like to have 6 people. So I've got 3 more spots if anyone's available that would like to do that with me. So what that involves is it's 12 weeks. We start off with a webinar next Friday evening. At this moment, that's when we're going to take it. And then it's fortnightly booklets after that have got activities within them. You'll be part of a closed Facebook group where you can share information and ask questions. And all I ask at the end of the 12 weeks is that you give me feedback along the way, and perhaps some feedback as to how you found the 12 weeks, just to improve things that I'm doing. So more information about that at the end of the live, but if you're keen to know more, then just shoot me a message. So today I thought I'd cover off on hormones. With this month I'm sort of looking at aging with dignity and integrity, and as we get older, things happen in our body that are regulated by hormones. So today I thought I'd touch off on the reproductive hormones, particularly menopause and some changes in men as well as we get older and a bit more mature. So what exactly are hormones? It's a little bit of a mystery. You think all these things are buzzing around in your body, but they're actual chemical substances that send signals and are released from one organ in the body to send a message to another organ in the body to enact or to respond in a particular way. And it's regulated through a lot of feedback between the brain, the central nervous system, and sending the messages via the bloodstream to those organs. So it's a vital feedback loop to keep things in balance and to keep things in check throughout your lifespan. So, the 3 most obvious hormones that are involved in a woman's change of life, obviously, are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. A lot of people have the misbelief that women don't produce testosterone, but they actually do, and these 3 hormones serve vital functions. So the estrogen, of course, is produced as a result of follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, which is released from gonadotrophin in the pituitary gland in the brain. So it sends messages to the ovaries to release these substances, and that one is called estrogen. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied here. So estrogen is responsible for the stimulation of breast tissue. It maintains the vaginal blood circulation and the lubrication. It causes the thickening of the uterine lining during the menstrual cycle, and it keeps the uterine lining elastic. And it also has a role in preserving bone. Progesterone, on the other hand, prepares the uterus lining for the fertilized eggs, and it also preserves the early embryo once fertilization has taken place. Progesterone actually comes from the ruptured follicle after ovulation, and of course it decreases when you're actually entering perimenopause, and of course ceases at menopause. Testosterone, on the other hand, assists the estrogen production, It assists libido, and it's thought to help maintain muscle mass and bone density. So all those three hormones are really important for the female anatomy. So what happens during midlife is you have a decrease in the feedback to these hormones with the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone, in that its release decreases. So that with estrogen, a decrease of estrogen results in bloating, breast tenderness and heavy bleeding can occur when there are actually higher levels. Hot flushes, night sweats, palpitations, insomnia, fatigue, bone loss and vaginal dryness when the levels are actually low. So you've got a competing level with the estrogen depending on which part of your cycle that you're in. Progesterone, on the other hand, results in irregular or heavier or longer periods. So here you get the irregularities that are happening. And with the decrease in testosterone, the actual effects are uncertain, but people, researchers actually say that perhaps it's the testosterone lowering that lowers the libido during menopause. So what happens during menopause? Well, we all know that you're actually born with a certain number of eggs in each of the ovaries, and that number, once it actually runs out. So you don't get the stimulation of the ovaries releasing the eggs, so you don't get the production of the progesterone once the eggs are actually released. And with the decrease in these hormones, it happens or starts happening, generally speaking, around about the age of 35. So that's why, women that fall pregnant in their late 30s, that they undergo certain tests to make sure that that embryo is actually okay. So in the men's case, of course, the primary hormone there is testosterone. And this is the hormone that makes men men. So its production in puberty, of course, stimulates the boys to mature with the maturation of their testes, the hair production, the facial, pubic and body hair, the deepening of the voice, and increasing muscle tone and bone mass. And during midlife, its decline, again, around about the age of 35, can result in irritability, fatigue, depression and reduced libido. So the men don't get away with it either. There is actually hormone changes that happen there. And we all know that healthy lifestyle can affect the intensity that these changes can happen. Generally speaking, throughout my reading, there's 3 categories, particularly in women, that some women actually go through menopause with little or no change, a middle bracket that go through menopause with a lot of symptoms that generally can manage with lifestyle changes, and then there's another third of women who need perhaps a medical assessment, medical support with hormone replacement therapies or some degree of support to manage their symptoms that are impacting on their quality of life. But we do know that making healthier lifestyle changes will impact on the severity of those symptoms, and I've seen that happen, myself included. I'm in that middle bracket where, of course, I made some significant changes leading up to menopause. And I believe, even though I had those symptoms, to me they were manageable going through that time. And I'm pleased that I'm through the other side. So there's a little bit of an overview about hormones. There are many, many other hormones and feedback loops that occur in the body, and it's a very complex thing to understand. There's things like, cortisol release. There's insulin and glucagon regulating the sugar in our bodies. There's the thyroid hormones, of course. So there's many, many different hormones within the body, and of course, with as we get older, then some of those functions don't work as well as they should. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free, if you're watching the replay, pop a question in the comments below. If you've got anything that you'd like covered during this 12:30 time slot when I come on board once a week, then I can cover that off for you. And other than that, I'll just remind you about the 12-week beta testing, that I'm looking for 3 more people to join that group. And if you're wanting more information about that, just head back to the beginning of the video where I gave an overview of it. So we're starting off on the 1st of February with the first webinar planned for next Friday evening. So I'll sign off for now, and if you're watching the replay, again, pop some comments down below if there's anything that you would like covered. Other than that, have a fantastic week. Those that are in Brisbane, I know it's been hot this week. We've had a little bit of rain elsewhere down the eastern coast of Australia. Excuse me. Really pleased that you know, we've had some rain to put out the devastating bushfires that we've had over the last couple of weeks. So have a fantastic week. Feel free to send me a message, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.